Hello, my name is HQ of HQ Reacts. Welcome to my channel. Please do me a favor. Hit the like button, share the stream, and click the notification button for new content. Thank you.
Hey. It is HQ in the house on a Friday night. We had our subject and our panel, whichever one comes first. Okay, whichever one comes first. But we had subjects on the thumbnail, right? So subjects on the thumbnail. And we wanted people to either come in, figure out what was going on with the things on the thumbnail, whether they had information, whether they had anything that they'd like to speak about for the Project 2025, right? So our Project 2025, some call the mandates, is a policy and a governance blueprint developed before the 2025 election. I think it was done in 2024, mostly by conservative right-wing groups, I guess it was. The Heritage Foundation, at least that's what we found out, right? And the core idea of it is to laid out in advance an aggressive plan for how a future second term of the Trump administration would go. This is Robert Mueller, who investigated Donald Trump, who gave them the evidence to impeach Donald Trump, right? This Project 2025, aimed to shift power towards the executive branch. Take the power away from the other two branches of government, other branches of our government, and weaken those agencies, okay? So this is the goal of Project 2025. It's to dismantle and weaken all of those agencies, get rid of all of those federal protections, okay? Roll back social programs, regulatory oversight, and civil liberties. That's the whole point of Project 2025, right? So all of this decentralization of the government started with this when they started rolling back Roe versus Wade, right? Started rolling back Roe versus Wade. And God only knows how the women, mostly white women who we got betrayed by, who betrayed the movement, how is it that they knew what was coming and now we understand what's going on, right? So hopefully everybody has the assignment for 2026. Everybody knows the assignment. We got to get rid of the people that are in charge of this government, okay? Because some of the proposals in Project 2025, one of the mandates, one of the things in the Project 2025 was to replace the federal civil servants with political people who are loyal and align with the ideological view of Christian nationalism, okay? Remove the independent agencies, checks and balances, make it easier for the president to override agency heads like Federal Reserve. So they wanted to shrink and dismantle agencies and programs like education, which they did again, got rid of the Department of Education, trying to get rid of welfare and food stamps, environmental regulations, all of that to do with climate control, climate change. All of the things that were in Project 2025, they're starting to implement. Okay? I'm beginning to think maybe y'all want to go back to the 1950s, 40s, when nobody had any rights except white men. I don't understand what's going on. But I do know this is the wrong direction this country wants to go in if it wants to be a diverse country like it is. There's different things that we need to do, but this right here is issues. Oh shoot. I forgot. I always forget. Okay. Voice Google. I keep forgetting to turn on my phone for anybody who want to call in and have anything to say because I put the phone number on the front. Hey, Grandies, Tehilism Ashtray, One Cup, hello, Mr. Steve. So I'm like, okay, so this is Project 2025. This is it. I'm showing you. They signed it, Project 2025. The whole point is to roll back the things that are on or making the company run like it's supposed, or they're making the country run like it's supposed to be. They curtailed abortion, reversing the FDA decisions, expanding government surveillance, control, sending the military into cities to control cities, trying to control reproductive rights, banning or restricting contraceptions. All of these things are in Project 2025. Nobody wanted to read it. They just thought, oh, okay, no, he don't mean that. He ain't doing that. An aggressive use of executive orders, which the president has done to the detriment of the United States people. The presidents only use executive orders when they know they can't get nothing done. They can't get nothing passed that the American people is going to like. So he's aggressively using executive orders. And he's centralizing the power because every time we try to get something done, we can't get it done because the president interferes with this area, this area, this area. National security, immigration, okay, removing the wokeness out of diversity and education, civil rights, environmental agencies. See, this is part of that program or part of that thing that Charlie Kirk was doing. He was breaking down some of these things when he went to college campuses. Because a lot of people that are under the age of 35, 40, they're starting to spit these talking points out. Well, civil rights wasn't no good. Civil DEI wasn't no good, even though DEI helped white women, right? So we want to talk about it. Who has thoughts on what direction we're going? Who has thoughts on this whole 2025, Project 2025? Why did Trump lie and say he had nothing to do with it during the campaign? At the beginning of the campaign, when he started, he was saying nice things about 2025, Project 2025. As soon as polling told him that people hated the idea of 2025 because people had read it, he started saying, I don't know nothing about it. He said he claimed little or no knowledge about Project 2025. Yes, he did. He said, I have nothing to do with Project 2025. I have not read it. I do not want to read it. He was saying that in the interviews. Okay. But the whole point is certain things, when he got in, certain things, and when he wasn't in, certain things he started to do. He started many people who contributed to the Project 2025 were Trump alumni from his previous run as president. And they were later installed in connection to the second administration. There was an overlap in personnel. Okay. Earlier alliances, once he got in, all those conservative operatives who had written the Project 2025, Trump started to use those people in his posts. Okay. In certain significant posts. Okay. This gentleman right here is the mastermind. Okay. The mastermind behind implementing those things. Okay. And then it just continued on from there. This person is the president of the Heritage Foundation. This gentleman right here helped to establish Project 2025. Okay. Once Trump returned to office, many of the executive orders and policies mirrored the stuff that was in Project 2025. From hiring freezes in the government to cutting the government to small size, killing Department of Education, rolling back diversity program. These are things that they have done. And these are things that were in Project 2025. So they're implementing 2025. And it would behoove everyone to read what's going on in 2025 so you'll know what your future looks like. You'll know when people were saying this is the slow walk to fascism, people will know that this was the slow walk to fascism. Okay? So currently, he started to embrace these parts of Project 2025 openly and linking himself to figures that started it, that are promoting it, and who have helped to cut agencies and whatnot. Remember the other day he said, let me talk to somebody and see, no, in one of his tweets. In one of his tweets, he said, let me speak to somebody regarding what stuff to cut, seeing as how the Democrats didn't want to back down. So let me see what they want to cut. Okay. This is what they said, which is the scary part, right? Yeah, that's the problem, the sage. That's the problem. No, I didn't. That's not the point, horrible donkey. The point is, were those executive orders used to help the United States, or were they used to centralize power for the president? That's the point. What did he use executive orders for? Anybody can use executive orders. Thank you to Heal as a member for 6 months. Thank you. And $4.99 super sticker. Thank you very much. If you all have a question, please put it in the super chat, please, and thank you. I'd appreciate it. If anybody wants to call the number and say something about this Project 2025, right? Say something. Hey, Natural KRC, say something about the Project 2025. Okay. I see people have questions. Please put it in the super chat. That'd be great. It's too many questions for me to read. If you want me to read it, please put it in the super chat. Thank you. But the whole point was after the election, and here's the link for anybody who wants to come up and talk about it as well. Who wants to come up and talk about it. So this is what we had a public shift. Trump has embraced parts of 2025, like I said, and he has gotten people to start cutting the government yet again, because the Democrats refuse to bow down to him and give in with the health care, because all of our health care would rise in pricing if the Democrats give in. So the Democrats say we're not giving in, okay? And I don't want to hear about Democrats fighting for migrant insurance. That's not what's going on. That's definitely not what's going on. So here's the thing. Most people keep saying they don't know anything about it. That's all you have to do is read Project 2025. And then you will have your idea. You will have all you need to know about how the 2025 is being implemented. Okay. It's another question I had. Why many people claim it was implemented right before it's being implemented right before our eyes. It's Project 2025. Okay. A lot of people feared that Project 2025 is visible now, or it's in motion. So it's not a distant plan. It's here. That plan is here. Okay. There's real life trackers who are tracking this, and they show a substantial leap in what they're doing in the Project 2025. And some of these items in Project 2025 have been completed already. Okay. Elimination of DEI and affirmative action. That was one of the things in Project 2025 that they were going to get rid of. They did that. Eliminate DEI. Okay. Eliminate how federal workers promote religious speech. They're trying to do that now. How people handle LGBTQIA, how they handle those issues. Those are being done right now. Okay. Hiring freezes in the government. Changing the contracts tied to diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Okay. How they handle cultural, historical, and racial issues. Okay. Rolling back transgender rights. Okay. And restructuring the government. Because they're using the government shutdown as an opportunity to cut more stuff, reassign, reduce staff, consistent with the Project 2025 logic. And a lot of these things are happening because of executive orders. Okay, wait a minute. Somebody just said something about executive orders. How many executive orders did Obama have? Let me see. How many executive orders did Obama have? Obama had 276 executive orders. George Bush had 291. Donald Trump had 220 his last term. Let's see. How many executive orders has Donald Trump? Okay. Had this term. Let's see. How many executive orders how many executive orders has Donald Trump this term? Currently, Donald Trump has done 208. 208. And he's only been in office less than a year. So somebody missed me with that. Obama did a lot of executive orders when this president has done 208, and it ain't even been a year. Miss me with the what ism. What about ism? Okay. So the executive orders, you only do executive orders when you know that you have. See, here's the thing. You only do executive orders when you don't have the House and the Senate and the presidency. The Republicans have the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Why can't that president get anything done? Because he knows that he knows he cannot get it done if he asks the Republicans to do it. He's overriding other people. He should have did it on his own. I mean, he's doing it on his own. Roosevelt did 3,700 over 12 years. 3,700 over 12 years. Okay. But I don't need no help, Black America. I don't need you coming at my head. I don't like it when you come at my head. What do you mean? How do I like it? What do you mean? But the whole point is they've done executive orders. At least they're supposed to do only executive orders when they don't have the House, the Senate, and the presidency. This president has all three of those. Okay. And he knows he would be turned out. But see, the point is they're executing Project 2025. And the Project 2025, it is to It's mostly meant from conservative right wing to preserve power under one leadership. And when you put power under one leadership, most of that is, and that's only done under dictatorships, authoritarianism, or fascist regimes. Normally, that's what that power, when you try to put power under one person in the president, you try to eliminate or alleviate the other parts of our government. Who wrote it was the Heritage. Who ordered it was the Heritage Foundation. Project 2025. You got to look. You have to look it up. 2025, and it was written by the Heritage Foundation. Donald Trump denied it because it was so unpopular. It was so unpopular during the campaign that he started denying that he knew anything about it. He said, "I've never read it, and I ain't gonna read it." But we knew he was lying. Most of us on the left knew he was lying. We knew he was lying. Okay, but he's putting it into effect, slashing all the government agencies, getting rid of DEI and affirmative action, putting military action in cities, in American cities. All of these things are in Project 2025. Okay, it's to centralize leadership. Okay, and that only happens under fascist regimes, authoritarian regimes. But I dropped a link and there's a phone number. Anybody want to call and challenge what I say? That'd be amazing. Come up. The link is pinned in the link is in the chat. I put it down there. Okay, I put it down there because I wanted to talk about it. Okay, I'm wrong. No, I'm not wrong. And I have read it. It's 900 pages. Of course, I've read it. But but you know what? If you haven't read it, then I don't want to hear a conversation about it unless you read it. If you ain't read it, then you don't have a conversation about it. Ask a question about it, right? So that's one of the ones that was on the thumbnail that we wanted to talk about. Anybody want to give a call about that? That's fine. The first one we wanted to, or the next one that we wanted to talk about, you can call in, was Epstein files. I bet you can't prove it. I bet you can't prove it, Tammy. Just dumb. Punch. So, the exposure of the Epstein files. Okay? The exposure of the Epstein file. Mike Johnson, if Mike Johnson swears in one more person, one more Democrat, we will have enough power to release the Epstein files. Tammy, you can't prove anything that I'm saying is a lie. The only thing you're talking about is what you think. That's why I keep saying you Republicans are emotional. You don't do logical thinking. Because if you wanted to dispute me, you'd hit the link. You'd hit the phone or you'd hit the panel and say, hey, you're lying. But you can't do that because you can't prove that I'm lying. Okay? Because I'm not lying. So, no, yes, I read it. I read it months ago. So, the Epstein files. We have one more vote that we need in order for the Epstein files to be released. There was a young lady who won Democratic. She won a Democratic election. I don't know whether it's a couple weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. She won, and they only have to have a certain amount of people that sign off on something in order for them to release the Epstein files. What's his name? Mr. Mike Johnson won't seat her. He won't swear her in because he knows if he swears her in, she's going to sign the order to get the Epstein files she's going to put her signature, add her signature to the 218 or 219 people that are needed in order to release the Epstein files. So he hasn't sworn her in yet. Okay. So once she gets sworn, sooner or later he's going to have to swear her in. Okay. So once he swears her in, they're going to have to release the Epstein files. Okay. But they don't want to do that. So Mike Johnson is not swearing this person in. So the whole point is, why is it important for them to release the Epstein files? Why is that important? For several reasons it's important. Okay. One, accountability for the abuse that was perpetrated on these children, on these girls. Epstein wasn't just one man committing these crimes. He wasn't the only man committing these crimes. He ran a trafficking network that relied on money, influence, and protection from the powerful. Yeah, that's my whole point. Do you want the files released, or y'all just, or now that y'all know y'all precious leader is in those files, now you don't want them released? Now, they was gung-ho to get them released a little while ago. Now they don't want them released. $5 from Natural KRC. Support for the lady. Thank you. The nail color is cute. Thank you. I appreciate it. Anybody has a question, they can put it in the super chat. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. But it's about accountability. Powerful figures had to be in powerful figures had to be in charge of those Epstein files. Had to be inside those Epstein files. The files exposed a wealthy predator who could exploit underage girls for decades without being stopped. And the only reason why he could be not stopped is because people were helping him. That includes your president, President Trump. They reveal whether institutions, law enforcement, banks, universities, political circles turned a blind eye, which is crucial for the justice. It would be transparency for the powerful people. Okay. The files potentially show which influential figures, politicians, business leaders, academic celebrities associated with Epstein may be implemented or implicated in these files. Even if not every name is criminally involved, exposure matters because proximity to Epstein can raise serious ethical and political questions. Without transparency, without the release of the files, the elites can quietly go about their way, bury any scandal that they want to, don't say anything about nothing, and they can continue doing what they're doing by screwing over the American people. And the Democrats didn't start this. The Democrats didn't start this bandwagon. The righties started this bandwagon. You right. The people on the right started this. Your leader said he was going to release the Epstein files, and then he turned around and he lied to you guys. He lied to you guys, and you guys still stand behind that nonsense because your president is in the files. He lied to you. Okay? He's just not a very nice person, and he's never been a nice person, and he's never gave a damn about any of you guys because he's too rich to give a damn about you guys. Okay? The whole point to release the Epstein files is to prevent cover-ups. For years, Epstein got sweetheart deals and light punishment despite mountains of evidence. Because they know people that are in the files, Tammy. They know people who are in the files. But the point is, Tammy, your boss, your beloved golden child, Donald Trump is the only president that said he was going to release the files. He's the only one who said that. Our boss didn't say, our president, our liberal president, a libertarian president never said that. Your president said that. So it's up to you and your people to get your president to release the files. Stop asking me about Biden and Obama. Biden and Obama didn't say anything about releasing any files. As far as I know, I never heard Biden running on releasing files. I never heard anybody, Obama say, "Oh, I'm gonna release them Epstein file." I never heard none of them say that. Your president said that. So why you Republicans never want to take accountability for your people? Take accountability for your people, your leaders. So the whole point is not to have cover-ups anymore. Okay. Epstein got sweetheart deals, like I said. The files show how the corruption, the influence, and legal loopholes help him evade, capture all of these years. No, your people, your right-handed people who called for the exposure of the Epstein file. All of y'all was calling for the release of the Epstein file. Talk to your people. Have your people take accountability for letting Donald Trump run away. No, don't pivot, Ponce. We're talking about the Epstein files that your boss, your guy said he wanted released. Don't pivot. Don't pivot. So by exposing these files, the public should be able to push back against any kind of future cover-ups that might happen where the wealthy and it can help expose the abusers. No, we never cared about the Epstein files, dummy. Jeff, seeing as how you call me a dummy, I'm calling you a dummy. We never cared about the file. It was your side, dummy. Your side called for the release of the files, dummy. So by releasing the files, you restore trust. You're restoring the trust in the system. Because most people feel like the rich always get away with shit. Okay? The rich always get away with this shit. It was the Republicans that ran on releasing the Epstein files. Stop talking about us Democrats. We didn't say anything about releasing the files. You all did that. Okay? The Epstein files, by unsealing those files, okay? Naming those enablers, naming those people that might be pedos, is holding them accountable. I'm saying you people on the right, you need to have your bosses be held accountable for them releasing the file. Be held accountable for releasing those files. Y'all should be calling for them right now. You should be calling for those files every day until they release them files. Okay. On top of giving the survivors, the people who survived the abuse, by giving them validation for what they went through. Victims of Epstein and his network, because it was a network, have spoken out for years and years, and they've been ignored. People been ignoring them. X, Y, and Z. So public exposure of these files will make it harder for people to dismiss what these people have been saying. It acknowledges the suffering that these people have went through. Why haven't the Democrats asked for a special prosecutor into the Epstein murder in prison? I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure they did. If they did not, I have no idea. Wait a minute, hold on. Hold on. He died when Trump became president. What are you talking about? He died y'all don't think it's strange that he moved Ghislaine, that chick, whatever, Ghislaine Maxwell, to a minimum security prison in Texas, Is it Texas? Y'all don't think that's weird? Y'all don't think it's weird that somebody else went to get her confession, and on camera, in the videotape, she's praising Donald Trump like he the next thing since sliced bread? Y'all didn't think that weird? So why ain't y'all fighting for your side to pull them Epstein files out? Seeing as how they promised y'all that you would, because moving her means she's being protected, Tammy, which means she has stuff to say. You think she don't know whether Trump was in there putting the sausage to them young girls? You think she don't know that? You think she don't know who else was putting the sausage to them girls? You think she don't know? Because she's being protected. Okay. And by you saying that dumbass question, who cares about her being moved? By you saying that, that means that you're complicit, that you don't care. Well, you don't care whether they were great. Okay. The files are just not about Epstein. They're about how power works in America, how the rich can pull the wool over everybody's eyes, and it'd be okay with some of y'all. I mean, the Republicans, y'all should be more outraged than anybody else because they lied to y'all. Yes, it's a low security facility. You know what low security means? Low security means those people are getting released within 3 years that are in that prison. Low security means those people are getting out. They're going to see a life after they get out. Why would a woman who's doing 20 years be in a small facility, in a early release facility, low security facility? Why would she be over there? Most people who have 20 odd years are not in low security facilities. Whew. Boy, some of y'all do not be thinking. Do not be thinking. The whole point is the rich has to be held accountable, just like us poor people have to be held accountable. Okay? That's the whole point of putting them on the chopping block and getting the power back by having them release those files. Okay? That's the point of asking for those files. Okay? That's subject number 2. Subject number 3 is, I want to say, let me see. Oh, subject number 3. Wow. The directive, the DOD directive 1344. DOD directive 1344. Does anybody know what that is? The directive DOD 1344 it's a regulation in the military that lays out the political activity restrictions for active duty service people. Okay. It's meant to keep the U.S. military personnel neutral from politics. Okay. And to prevent its image from being used as a partisan tool. Now, does anybody think that Pete Hegseth and Trump violated that? Does anybody think that Hegseth violated that? Did they cross the line? Okay. The directive binds service members. Would Hegseth be considered a civilian, or is he in the military? Okay. Is he considered somebody in the military? This DOD 1344.10 applies directly to active service members, active duty personnel, retired service members, veterans, and civilian commentators, I guess, like Hegseth, so aren't held to the same standard, but he is the head of the military, right? Trump as a civilian political figure is also out of the scope Why is he out of the scope? He's the head of the military. Why would he be out of the scope? So technically, they can promote partisan politics. Okay. But do you think it should be that these two are exempt from this enforcement? This DOD Directive 1344.10 that says no political activity, no political affiliations in the military. Okay. It's elective to people who are in the military, but I thought the president was the head of the military, and I thought Hegseth was a part of the military too. Okay. Hey, I don't understand what the hell is going on. But then the right is not holding any of their people accountable. Not at all. Nobody's holding the right side accountable. They just letting them do whatever they want to do. And a lot of people are looking at it like, man, I'm on the right side, and I really don't believe in what they're doing, but I really don't have anything to say because I ain't really sure. Okay. The whole point is that they're exploiting the loophole in that DOD directive. Okay. They're exploiting that DOD directive. They're not active duty military, so the directive doesn't technically apply to Trump and Hegseth, but it's the matter of the look. It's the matter of the look. Your president is being partisan, and so is Hegseth, and you're trying to make the people in duty, you're trying to make the admirals and all of them be partisan, and they're not supposed to. It's called DOD Directive 1344.10. DOD, look it up. DOD Directive 1344.10. It says that active duty service members cannot participate in partisan something about partisan politics. They cannot be partisan in the military. Okay, they're not supposed to. And so these two, Trump and Hegseth, are in charge of the military. Don't you think seeing as how they're in charge of the military, shouldn't they be held to the same standards? Okay, they should be held to the same standards. Okay, they should be. But I don't know how people just let them do whatever. Okay. It's like they keep running and doing all these things, putting stuff into place, not asking the American public. They're just doing these things. Thank you, Natural KRC. Thank you for stopping by. They're just doing these things, right? But my whole point is they're Republicans. They're Republicans, so why is it that we can't get the Republicans to do what they got to do? Okay, so our last subject is MAGA. Our last subject is the MAGA, or the Black MAGA. And that would probably be one of the longest subjects that we probably have. People would have. Okay, that we would have. Yeah, the military is controlled by the civilian government, right? Anybody got any questions or any questions? Or you feel like supporting the channel? I do take cash apps. I never see anybody put cash app in the chat. Just every once in a while, I do take cash apps. Thank you very much. So our last subject is Black MAGA versus the liberals. Okay? Black MAGA. And there's tension around Black conservatives and Black liberals. There's tension there. Okay? There's tension there. No, apparently they don't have that now. They don't have that now, so you don't have to worry about them being in the military. They don't have those things now. Okay? And and it's during the Black MAGA. Many of the liberals are our hesitation and disdain doesn't come from just disliking Black conservatives, but from how they interpret the politics and the symbolism of the MAGA movement. Okay. Okay. The MAGA movement. The association that MAGA has with racism and exclusion. The raging left, raging at imaginary boogeyman again. Jesus, Topper. Jesus. I hate when people get in the chat and can't contribute to the conversation because they just don't know how to contribute to the conversation. It's always when I talk to Republicans, it's always about blaming somebody for something. It's never about something that you want. It's never about something that you want. It's always about blaming somebody else for something else. It can never be about something that you want. I want to fight for X, Y, and Z. It's never about that. It's always about the raging left. We're always raging. Like you never rage on the right. Never. Okay? No, don't do that, JP. You need to look at the reports. You need to look at some reports instead of saying the liberals have tried to kill the MAGA. It hasn't been the left, it's been the right. There's reports that prove that. Okay? It's reports that prove that. Okay? I thought MAGA fought for no, they don't fought for the release of the Epstein files because they know their people are in the files. So the reason why we have a problem with Black MAGA or MAGA in general is because one, to many liberal people or leftist people, MAGA is tied to white nationalist, currently anti-immigrant rhetoric and nostalgia for a past where Black people had fewer rights. You took all of our DEI away. You took away affirmative action. They're trying to take stuff out of museums. They're trying to take down statues. Okay? They're trying to take down all of these things. Why would I like anything to do with the MAGA movement? Why would I want it to be associated with any MAGA movement? So when when we see a Black person wearing a MAGA hat, we see it aligning with a movement that's historically undermining Black equality. That's what we see. Okay. No, it just is what it is. It's a nationalist, white nationalist movement. It just is what it is. Don't be upset about it. It is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. It's Christian nationalist movement. It is what it is. Yes, we are. That's why we don't. We have a problem with the MAGA crowd. We do. But liberals tend to view themselves as people who want to deal with civil rights and equality. Okay? So they expect the Black MAGAs to oppose the MAGA movement because usually Republicans want to stop people from voting. They want to make it harder for people to vote. Okay? Dismantle affirmative action, which helps people to vote. Okay? And all of these things impact the Black community. This is why we look at Black conservatives like you're weird. So when a Black person embraces MAGA, we read it as you turning against the interests of your own community. That's all. We just look at it like that. No, I don't know anything about a white man holding me down. Why you saying that, Skirple? You getting held down by the white man? I don't understand. So Trump and the GOP frequently highlight black MAGA supporters to say, hey, see, we not racist. Yeah, Paul Mooney. White nationalist movement. Why did you put white nationalist movement in front of nationalist movement, ding dong? Why did you put white in front of the nationalist movement? Because it's a white nationalist movement. You just dumb, Paul. Just dumb. So when they say, oh, okay, when we see black people in the movement of the MAGA, they look at it and say, see, we're not racist. Because most of them interpret it as tokenism, using black supporters as props rather than genuinely addressing systematic inequality. Yeah, you're dumb, Paul. You're dumb. This fuels that resentment towards supporters who are seen as helping legitimize policies that liberals find harmful. Okay. Okay. Graduate from what? Trump didn't. If you want to ask a question and you want a statement read, then put it in the super chat. Hit the like button coming in and out. Hit the like button coming in and out. Okay. People are just saying things. They're just saying things. So black MAGA supporters often frame their stance around independence, entrepreneurship, religious conservatism, or rejecting victimhood. I would love to know what the victimhood politics are, but nobody can seem to tell me what the victimhood politics are. JP, I don't recall anybody saying anything like that. I'm gonna stop reading your messages because you obviously you're a troll. If you don't know what the Democratic Party does, then no, this is my damn panel. This is my damn show. You tell me what the Republicans did for you. Tell me. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I always got a running tab. You all tell me what the big beautiful bill has done for you. Please explain to me what the big beautiful bill has done for any of y'all. No, not y'all. Specifically, the people who make over 30,000 and the people who make less than 150,000. Please explain to me what the big beautiful bill has done for those people. I want to know. Put it in the comments. Put it in the chat. Put a super chat on it. Put it in the chat. Tell me what they've done for you. You keep asking me what Obama has done. You keep asking me what Biden has done. Trump is doing a shitty job. And the whole point is, you find that out. Trump poll numbers came out today. Poll numbers came out today for Trump. That's wild. And you know what? 49% of the independents, the people, no, he ain't lowered nobody's taxes. Ain't nothing happened yet. So he ain't lowered no taxes. Stop lying. Ain't nothing happened yet. And ain't nothing gonna happen. The tax bracket, if you ain't in between 30,000 and 150,000, no, he hasn't done anything for us at all. Anybody who makes that kind of money. Okay. And you only have to look at the poll numbers. You only have to look at the poll numbers that came out today for independents. Oh, he's done for you. Oh, okay. He's lowered you. Then you make over 150K. Good for you. I'm talking about the people who make less than 150K, because ain't nothing happened for them yet. Because then you would be a liar. Okay. Then you would be the liar. Because we know nothing has happened yet. So what are you talking about? No, Tammy's just lying. Nothing has happened yet. none of the bill, none of this tax stuff that she's talking about has occurred. And when it does occur, she'll see that it's no different from what she's getting now. So you're just talking. It hasn't even happened yet. So the big beautiful bill, we're looking to see what the big beautiful bill does for all people. You know, this is what we want to see. We want to see what that big beautiful bill has done for the people over the amount that makes 30,000 but less than 150. We want to see. There was nothing in the bill that affected anybody within that tax range. The only thing was something regarding tax on tips. And you don't make taxes on tip, it means nothing to you. That means nothing to you. Tax on overtime, that means nothing to you. Yeah, you answered the question, but it was a lie. So you can answer the question and it still be a lie. It could be two things at the same time. That's all. So the whole point is they have a problem with the black MAGA, right? Okay. The liberals have a problem with the black MAGA because they frame the stance around independence, like they said. The clash over what empowerment means for black Americans is why we be like, what the hell is going on? Excuse me. So we want to find out what these politicians are doing for the common man. Because I haven't seen it yet. Because every time we let a Republican in, the policies don't be for the common man between 30,000 and 150,000. None of the policies are for no, don't pivot, Coop 2. Don't pivot. We talking about what your business, what your political affiliation has done for the poor person. Don't pivot. Don't start talking about liberals. Let's put in the chat what they did for you. Okay. No, don't pivot, JP. Y'all love to pivot. Y'all love to pivot about that what aboutism. Don't pivot to the what aboutism. Tell me what your party has done for people between salaries of 30,000 and 150. Okay. I have the flu. Okay. What have they done? Okay. Poor people are not between the price of between the paychecks of 30,000 and 150,000 Black America. Those are not the poor people. I'm talking about the middle class people. What has this big beautiful bill done for the middle class people? So that's what we're trying to find out. Yeah, I got the flu. You know, my chest be on fire. Okay. So I'm saying we told Trump cut government expenses. Did he cut government expenses? Where do y'all see the savings at? Did anybody show? I've been watching that clock. Our debt clock. Y'all been watching the debt clock? Anybody been watching the debt clock? Because I don't see nobody watching the debt clock. All I hear is people talking. I ain't hearing nobody watching the debt clock. Okay. So what about our debt clock? I ain't seen it go down yet. Okay. I ain't seen it go down yet. Okay. Nobody has been able to show me how this debt clock goes down. Okay. So we gonna do the debt clock thing. It ain't went down yet. It's called the debt clock. Here it is. Let me show it to you. This is how you watch the debt. Here's our debt clock right here. Okay. And I ain't seen it go down yet. That's all I see it do is rise and rise and rise. This is the debt clock. Excuse me. Okay. That's all I see. World debt clock. Okay. Anybody watching the debt clock? Okay. Because I ain't seen it go down yet. I haven't seen nobody put none of that DOG money that they said they found towards this debt. I ain't seen not now one of these things go down. This is USA. Okay. This is USA. National debt, gross debt, what is it? Gross annual debt, public debt, external debt. Every country, this is the list of every country in the debts. Okay. Our national debt. So I ain't seen nothing. State debt clocks. So when people say, oh, okay, the Doge people, they found a whole bunch of money. Where's it at? The Republicans keep saying that they found money. Where's the money that they found? Where's the money that they found? All I see is debt. I see it going up. I don't see it going down. If you can see it, the clocks are moving. If you can see these little, you can see it. They're moving. Okay. All of that is moving, and it's going up. Ain't no employers raising no wages, JP. Ain't no employers giving out no bonuses, JP. Ain't nobody getting ahead, JP. The cost of living is not going up as faster than the money. All of these things, all of these little things that keep going up. That's it. Okay. So no, I don't trust them. I didn't trust them with the Doge money. I'm not going to trust them with the Doge money. I'm not going to trust them with any of those pieces of money because they don't have our best interest at heart. They don't have our best interest at heart. Okay. The problem is when the Republicans get into power, they only want to cut taxes for the rich. And people keep saying, "Oh, I got a tax cut. They gave me a tax." The regular, ordinary, individual American ain't getting jack shit. They not getting no tax cuts. So when people say, "Oh, you're getting tax," no, you're not getting no tax cuts. You're lying. Okay, you're not getting no tax cut. Okay, and this is what we want. This is what we want. We want to stop the status quo. Okay. All of those jobs that they cut out, all of those government jobs that they cut, all of those salaries that were tied to those jobs, all of those salaries, all of those jobs. Why we don't see none of those savings? Okay. We don't see any of those savings in any of these things. In the debt clock, any of those things. We don't see that at all. Okay. But yet and still, people keep saying they saved money. I don't understand why y'all don't know that Donald Trump lies every time he opens his mouth. Just like they're lying today regarding the Medicaid. Everybody's medical is going to go up if the Democrats do not hold the line. Everybody's medical is going to go up. Yes, some of those jobs he got to bring back because he couldn't do it. He's what is it called? He's running the country by executive order. Certain things you can't do by executive order. Okay. Okay. You can't do these things by executive order. Donald Trump, the great white hope. Oh, Lord have mercy. Nouveau. Oh, Lord have mercy. So you cannot do that by executive order. So those things have got to come back. Those people have got to come back. Those jobs have got to come back. Now they're running into issues. They're running into those problems. Okay. They're running into those problems because you have to get the government involved. You have to get the other branches of government involved at some particular point. But nobody wants to get the other. Trump doesn't want the other ones to get involved. He don't want them to see what he's doing. Okay. He doesn't want them to see what he is doing. Okay. Okay. But we want those Epstein files. Okay. We want those Epstein files. And my whole thing is, when are we going to demand those Epstein files come back? When are we going to get people to bring those Epstein files back? When are they going to bring them back? I'm hoping that the person that gets seated within the next couple of weeks, she signs the executive order. The order that they put into place. They have enough signatures. She's just the latest one. The Epstein files aren't real. Yeah, I get all of that. Planes and automobiles and clowns ain't real either. Nouveau. That's the imaginary world that you live in. I understand all of that. But we over here, we live in the real world. In the real world, Epstein files exist. And we want them to release the Epstein files. We want them to. Okay. We don't want to be in La La Land, sir. Okay. And La La Land means there's no Epstein files when we know that's not the truth. We know there's Epstein files. We know that for a fact. Okay. I appreciate it. Yes, I do. Okay. You're better off watching the X-Files. I watch all the X-Files, and the X-Files is just as wild as this regular shit right here. Okay. But my question is this to a lot of the supporters of the president. A lot of the supporters of the president. Why did they move Ghislaine Maxwell? Why did they move her to another facility? If she wasn't anybody, it didn't mean anything. Why didn't they move her to another facility? Okay. Why did they move her? Why did they give her special treatment? Why didn't they get her on the Hill to testify? Why are they blocking the Epstein files from being released? Why are they doing that? They're doing that because they don't want people to see who's in the files, and the people that are in the files still work in the government. Y'all know that the Speaker of the House just got caught in a scandal, a grinder scandal, right? I don't know whether it's a gay scandal or a homosexual scandal. He's caught in whatever grinder is. He's caught in one of those scandals. That's the Speaker of the House, right? Mike Johnson. So I'm not saying that you have to be what is it called? You don't have to be the morally right person, but you do have to do good things for the American people. And every time we put Republicans into the House, every time we put Republicans into powers of leadership, they don't know how to govern. They don't know how to govern. The only pony that they got is tax cuts for the rich. That's the only pony that they have. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of just having that one trick pony. The one trick pony where we always have to worry about what the scraps are for the rest of us. Okay. But I don't know what tax cuts you are enjoying, seeing as how tax cuts ain't happened yet. I don't know how you enjoying tax cuts. See, that's how I know you're lying. Just ain't no tax cuts even happened yet. Ain't they haven't even happened yet. Okay, that's just wild. You're enjoying your tax cuts. That makes it unless you're just talking about tax cuts that you and most people aren't. If you're if you're making over 30,000 and below 150, you ain't getting no tax cut. You ain't getting no tax cut worth even looking at. So I know you're lying. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't notice tax cuts without a check stub. You're right, Nouveau. That's why I don't believe you, because you don't get check stubs. So I know that. Okay. So the whole point is when. Okay. The big beautiful bill. Some of the okay. It said tax cuts have been enacted this year and won't affect many Americans until the upcoming tax years. That's how I know you're lying, Nouveau, because the tax cuts that were put into place are not happening now. Just dumb. What? Just dumb. That's how I know. Okay. Gas prices don't have anything to do with the president. Not one thing to do with the president. Okay. So that has nothing to do with what he's got going on. It don't make no sense. No, Ronald is just a regular troll because the whole point is willful ignorance. At this point, with all of the Googles, the Chat GPT, the Grok, all of those is just willful ignorance. Okay. Gas has nothing to do with the president. President doesn't have any control over the gas prices, Black America. No, he called me ignorant. I called him dumb. We just went back and forth. Nouveau, the tax cuts have not affected people yet. What are you talking about? Okay. They just did the big beautiful bill 4 months ago. Tax tax cuts only happen the next year. Tax changes only happen the next year. So if you had something happen this year, Nouveau, it doesn't happen until next year, Nouveau. That's why I know you're lying, Nouveau. Just when it happens in the year 2025, it takes effect in year 2026, Nouveau. Nouveau. Are you hearing me, or are you just rattling around in your brain? Stuff that happened this year don't take effect until next year, Nouveau. So if you got tax cuts this year from the big beautiful bill, it doesn't happen until next year, Nouveau. That's how I know you're lying. That's how I know you're lying. Okay? Just willfully ignorant for no reason. Okay? Just willfully ignorant for no reason. We were under Trump's tax cuts under. Okay. All right. If you make between 30 and 150,000, those tax cuts expired. Those tax cuts expired. He did not extend you all's tax cuts. He extended the rich people's tax cuts, but he didn't extend yours. Wait a minute, let me look. What salary range? What salary range are the permanent tax cuts? What's the salary range for the big beautiful tax cut? Let's see what the salary range is for you people. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. What does it say? Tax brackets. Okay, these are permanent. Let's see. Anything over that? Tax rate 10% up to 105%, 22%, about 23%. Everybody else, what range? Permanent tax cuts, meaning the same marginal rates as for the income ranges for 2020 law, which law makes permanent adjusted for each year. Here are some of the key thresholds. Let's see. What is the permanent? Let me see. I gotta look it up. But I know which tax cuts, what tax cuts expired. Tax cuts expired. Let's see which tax cuts expired. Let's see. The tax cuts that expired. Okay. Bill, which extended or made permanent many of the expiring provisions. Okay. Expired. Okay. 2025. The 10%, the 12%, the 22%. Everybody within that range. Lower individual income tax rates and brackets are the ones that are going to expire. Did expire at the end of this year. Will expire at the end of this year. Okay. Just they pull people into the taxes. No, you know good and well that you would make a regular salary, a regular job, you ain't seeing tax cuts like that. You're just not seeing tax cuts like that. Not enough for it to be. What did the big beautiful bill do for y'all? Don't give me the tax cuts, because the tax cuts is bullshit. Don't give me the bullshit about tax cuts, because the tax cuts don't mean anything. That's just wild. And those expire in like 2 years, 3 years. See, I knew it. I knew it. I mean, I knew that it was just bullshit about the taxes. You know, once you remember, you know, you figure them out. Once you knew it's bullshit about the taxes. And you ain't never gonna get ahead if you're in that tax bracket between 30 and 150K. You just won't. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 30,000 income before owes 2,600 in federal income tax. After bill owes 1,900 savings. You let me know how that goes. You let me know how that goes. So we'd rather have. Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Y'all think that money is actually saving you money. That tax bracket, you think that's saving you money. I get it. See, this is how it is. You JP, you save $700 from higher standard deduction, and then the groceries fuck over you. Then the groceries keep rising. That $700 don't mean jack shit. So please put into the chat what this big beautiful bill helped you that you would see in your pocket. Because as long as the grocery prices are up, that $700 don't mean jack. That's 1 month's worth of groceries. So tell me, what did the big beautiful bill do for you if $700, one person eats $700 worth of groceries? Most one person eats maybe, no, let's put it this way. One and that. Two people, let's put two people each $700 worth of groceries a month. So if you only gain $700 a year out of your taxes, one time lump sum $700 over the course of 12 months, and groceries for 1 month for two people is $700, what money are you saving? You're not saving any money. You're not getting anything. You're paying more money out. You're paying more money out. Because that $700 that you just, the $700 that's $700 a year. He said, JP said, 30,000 income before owes 2,600 after the federal income tax bill. After this bill, you only owe 1,900. So that's a savings of $700 a year. $700 a year is basically around $65 a month. So you're saving $65 a month, but you're paying over $700 some dollars in groceries when you weren't paying that 3 years ago. So you're not saving any money. I get it. That it's that Republican math. I get it. It's that Republican math. Okay. Are you kidding me, Tammy? Are you kidding me? Who pays $700 a month for groceries? 2 people? Are you kidding me? Yes, 200 people pay $700 a month. Why don't you do the math? Most of us know it's around $700 a month for 2 people to eat. It may be more. More than likely, I think it's more than $700 a month for 2 people. What the fuck you eating? Beans and rice? Beans and rice? Rice and beans? Fuck you eating? JP, you said $700 a year. You said $700 a year. That's what you said. Okay. I know you lying, Tammy. You said $700. I know you lying. Ain't nobody feeding no family unless you got motherfucking animals. You ain't feeding you ain't feeding more than 3 people on $400 a month. Ain't no way. Tammy just put in the chat that she can feed her family on $400 a month. Now, how many of y'all believe that bullshit right there? She feeds her family on $700 a month. No, she feeds her family on $400 a month. 2 people, $400 a month. I know you lying. I just know you're lying. Because people pay more than that. You can go to the store and spend $100 easy and ain't bought shit to eat. Easy. Unless you were eating rice and beans and rice. Okay. Yeah, rice and beans and rice. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. 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 I said 2 people. Yes, idiot. $400 a month. Ain't no way. Ain't no way you paying $400 a month for you and another person, and that's all you spend is $400 a month. I know you lying. Okay? I know you're lying. Okay? Unless y'all eating noodles, ramen noodles and beans and every day, and what? Ramen noodles and beans and peanut butter and jelly every day? I know you're lying. Because it costs more than that. Way more than that. And then you own you own a farm. Okay, cool. You own a farm. You get your stuff from the farm. Okay, cool. But you're not a regular everyday person that's working out here working every day. Ain't no way. Until the spending stops, it's never going to get better. It's never going to get better when we have people in the White House who only concern themselves about rich people. As long as they concern themselves only about rich people, it's never going to get better. Okay? And we have people in the White House now who only concern themselves about rich people. They only concern themselves about rich people. Okay? Tammy, you're the only fucking person in here who believes what you're saying. You're the only fucking person in here believes what you're saying. Okay? Without cutting coupons, without cutting coupons, without just eating beans and rice and beans, 2 people cannot live off of $400 a month. Unless you're just eating rice and beans and rice. Okay? unless you're eating just that. And we're talking about full stop, straight up. Now, if you're eating one meal a day, y'all eating one meal a day, hey, have at it. Then maybe that works for you. Y'all killing me. You're killing me. That's called being disingenuous. Y'all killing me. Most people, a family of four, don't eat. You can't eat off $400 a month. Stop it. Stop it. But that's not the point. The point is, we're gonna keep doing this. We're gonna keep going round and round with these people who make this kind of, who are in control of our finances, that are in control of our money, because they're not concerning themselves by the about the 30,000 and 150,000. Those people in between that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. $400 enough. $400 a month for four people. I know you're lying, because that's $100 per person. And the way meat has gone up, the way bread has gone up, the way X, Y, and Z going up. No, y'all stop lying. Y'all say you pay more than that. Unless you're starving, unless you eat beans and rice and beans. $275 is, you can't, ain't no way. Ain't no way. And I only eat twice a day. And I eat twice a day. And I can't live off no $400 a month. Stop it. So the whole point is, we have to get the people out of the warehouse. We gotta get the people out of the house. But then we just got a survey. We just got a what the hell is it called? We just got back a poll from the independent. There's polls out from the independent people in the blue states and the red states. We've gotten polls. Let me see. The polls say for the average 45%. They throwing Donald Trump and the Republicans to the dogs, and they're the people that determine elections. They're the people that determines elections. Good night, T-Healism. Good night. Thank you. 45% of those independent people say they don't trust Donald Trump and they're not voting for Donald Trump, and the Republicans can go fly. And that's the group that makes the determination. That's the group that makes the determination of who wins the elections. So if 45% of the independent people say they're not going to vote for Trump anymore, and they're going to vote Trump out of office, they're not going to deal with Trump anymore, that basically means his presidency is effectively over. Okay? We can be paper bags, Tammy, but they damn sure ain't going. They damn sure, the illegal aliens and all of them, they damn sure ain't going to vote for Trump. Okay? They definitely ain't going to do that. Okay? I eat meat twice a week. You eat meat twice a week. Mostly eat broccoli, baby spinach, peeled carrots. Then you need to come up and give us an idea. See, some people eat $2,000 a month, and some people eat $400 a month. I believe it's more than $400 a month, and $2,000 is a hell of a lot. So, because what I do is every month I have a budget, I have a calendar, and I put the meats on there. Then I put the meat 2 meals on there, and that costs way more than $400. I don't understand where you getting $400 where you can just eat $400 worth of food, and it's 2 people. And then somebody came in and said, "Oh no, I can eat $100 a month. 400 of us. 4 of us can eat for $100. Each of us $100 a month." I would love somebody to put a what the hell is it called? Somebody put a budget in the chat. Show me how you live off $400 a month. Because the rest of us gonna need to eat $400 a month. Meat don't cost $400. Wait a minute, hold on. Even if you had two people who eat meat, even if you had two, and each of those meats cost $10, say 4 times a week, $10 worth of meat for two people, $10. And you only eat 4 times a week, you only eat meat. That's $40 a week. 40 times 4 is $160 for meat. So, yes. Okay. So let's just say $160 for meat per month, $160. So $160 per, just for example, two people. So you take $240 and you buy everything else is $240. Okay. Depends on where you get your meat. There's a place called Bars Meat. You can get 40 pounds of chicken legs for $25. Where the hell is that at? Be a big girl eating $2,000 is a lot, Renee. That's a lot. 2,000. Yeah, I see what you're talking about, Renee. I see what you're talking about. Okay, plan your menu around the sale ads and buy what's on sale. You the man, shop around, they don't get it. That's wild. $400 a month? $400 a month? How could you live off 400? I guess do you buy your meat in advance or you don't buy your meat in advance? Do you do that in advance or do you do it like do you buy it every week or how do you do that? How does that work? But meat can't be on, you don't get coupons for meat, do you? Wait a minute. You just said that seniors living off $400 a month or less, which is horrific and sad. How is wait a minute, some of y'all in here bragging about living off $400 a month. How is it horrific and sad now? Now it's horrific and sad? Okay. We buy meat in bulk at Sam's, then we go to local grocery stores for produce. No, but at Walmart, these grocery stores, you can go and look in the discount section. They have clearance. It's usually half off of their meat if they're about to expire. Okay. Shit. And I come from the store, I'd be so fucking depressed, I don't even know what to do. I'd be so fucking depressed because I'd be like, I don't see how we even making it out here. I don't even understand how people making it out here. You don't food shop at Walmart? No, I eat seafood and vegetables, and I don't look at huh? Oh, you eat seafood, Renee. Oh, okay. Renee eats seafood. That's why. Okay. She eats seafood, so she don't even look. Okay, $2,000 makes sense then. If you never look at the pricing and whatnot, but if we look at the pricing, neighborhood Walmart, they have tons of clearance items for like $1 to $2 that you just grab and throw in your freezer. Walmart sections that do neighborhood Walmart, they have tons of clearance items like $1 to $2 that you just grab and throw in your freezer. Okay. So go to the Walmart freezers and look in there for those $1 and $2 boxes of vegetables and shit like that. I can only eat tuna, sometimes salmon. I like salmon croquet, but I don't usually eat salmon in any other way, except as those croquet patties. I got a small freezer. I got a small freezer. I try to put it on a calendar, 30 days, and then I plug in, chicken here, chicken there, beef there, smoked sausage. Smoked sausage is cheap. I try to plug it in like that. And and it's like, damn. You can't win for losing. Everything is expensive. Okay. Sale ads. When the hell do sale ads come out? Maybe that's my problem. I don't see no damn sale ads. Where the hell is sale ads? I mean, yeah, where the hell is sale ads at? We don't get newspapers no more. Walmart has these 1 pound pork and beef mixed together tubes that are like $3. Your political views, but I like you live like and subscribe. Okay. I shop at Kroger. I shop at Kroger. Okay. And use their app. Yeah, that app too. That app. See, I do one of those shows where I tell people tips and things about how they can they can save money on groceries and they can save money in this economy and shit like that, because I restructured all of my bills. I called up called up the places that owe bills and they reduced the interest rates for me. They introduced, they reduced a whole bunch of stuff. The interest rates, they cut back on they changed the payments and they did shit like that. Okay. Say people that have to live off $400, especially, man, if I can live off $400 a month, see, I'm the type of person I keep $400, in my house, and then I just use that $400. Okay. Unfortunately, I ain't one of those people that don't have credit cards. So I get credit cards. I got stuff that go out like that. Well, thank God, but I've been piling them on to one big gigantic credit card. That's been the problem, right? So that big credit card is big. I've been piling all the other credit cards onto that credit card. So I got to do something. So I'm trying to figure out. Say you said sale ads and apps. Kroger has an app. Walmart app. Walmart app. Kroger app. What else? Used to be other apps. And then stay home because I try to stay from going out to eat dinner. So I mean, these are practical tips that people have. We have to do. No, not a Walmart. They don't have free stuff in the Walmart app. I thought Walmart did have an app, but they the Dollar General app. That's right, Dollar General app, right? Okay. And I used to play bingo online. There's a bingo thing online where you get I don't know who this person is, but this person, they got a bunch of coupons and shit, and they win free what is it? They win detergent and all those kind of things from dollar store, and then they have a bingo online, and I get my stuff from them because I win their bingos. Sometimes I pay, for $5, you can enter into bingo, and then their bingo every time they have a game, and you'll win like a box of stuff, like liquid detergent, soap, clothing soap stuff for $5. It's a bingo thing online that you can they got all the Dollar General stuff and they be playing bingo and you can win. So these are interesting things. These are interesting tips. Pay it off every month. Yeah, that's the thing. Paying that credit card off every month. That's the challenge right there. 4 times a year. I hate being outside. You wild as hell there. Like America. What you mean? You got to go outside at some particular point. But the whole point is, would it be cheaper to have a farm? Would it be cheaper to build to grow your own stuff? Is it cheaper to grow your own stuff? That's the whole point. Is it cheaper? Can you eat cheaper that way? I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna work it out because we got to tighten our belt. Everybody got to tighten their belt because the food is going up. The food goes up every little bit, right? It goes up every month. If y'all remember, I remember when bread was like 45 cents. Could have been maybe 4 or 5 years ago, bread was like 45 cents. Now bread, even the cheapest, regular bread at the store, that shit costs a lot of money, right? Buying strawberries and blueberries and all those kind of things. I know. And that's the whole point is that can we save money wherever we can save money? The $400 a month, that's cheap as hell. I mean, that's the easiest way. That's cheap as hell. Okay. If you can make your own food, if you can grow your own food, that would be even better. So, and that's the thing. I get my veggies from the store. I get them from the store. Go to the farmer's market. Go to all of those things. Try to get the vegetables. Get vegetables in a bag that might cost $2. Some veggies, some hash browns, all that thing. I try to get all of my stuff from cheap. From Aldi. Aldi, there it is. Aldi store. I try to get stuff from Aldi's first before I do anything. But we got to get better at cooking, better at not getting something too. Because I'll go in the kitchen and make a bologna sandwich, make an X, Y, and Z. Okay. I mean, it would be a good thing if we knew how to do that, but a lot of people don't know how to do that. So a lot of people are drowning when it comes to food and money and all that. Okay. And it depends on what kind of income you have too. Aldi is good too. I mean, I went in there and I started shopping for all the other stuff around. I was like, wait a minute, this stuff is better than Walmart. It's cheaper than Walmart. It's cheaper than Walmart. And so I've been there ever since. Walmart. Go there, Walmart, Aldi's is right next to the gas station. I have a credit card for the gas station, give her gas, do all that, and then head home. I mean, it has all, people, it has a bad rep. It has a bad reputation, but it's not a bad place. It's not a bad, it's not bad at all. It just has a bad reputation. That's all. Okay. And if you can save money, and as a matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make my calendar. I'm supposed to make my calendar, fill in my calendar for this month. Okay. Because I just been eat grits, have fruit, whatever in the morning. And then throw, tuna. I like tuna, but I ain't no tuna person. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no tuna person. And when you don't like tuna very often, and salmon is very difficult, you got to pull it out of the can and you got to make it. Okay. Yeah. So what I do is I make a calendar, the 30-day calendar, and I plug in the meat, chicken, smoked sausage, chicken, whatever. I love grits. Grits are amazing. Throw some sausage in them grits, sugar, milk, and butter. Ooh, that's off the chain, boy. That's off the chain. I don't know what you're talking about. I made some beans and smoked sausage the other day. Beans and some hand hocks the other day. I made beans twice last week. Then I had a little bit of chicken, baked some chicken. Man, are you crazy? I eat some grits in a minute. You done lost your mind. Grits, sausage, toast. Sugar, hell yeah. You eat the grits like it's cereal. You eat it like a cereal. You put a little bit of sugar in it, put butter in it, a little bit of condensed milk in it, stir that stuff up, get you 2 sausage patties or 3 pieces of bacon, put those in little pieces, and stir it up. And shoo, hell yeah, I had that for dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because it saves money. And one thing is like $4, and that's it. And you can eat 3 days off of that. Oh man, you don't know it until you try it. Well, it's something that we did up north. I'm from up north, and that's how we eat cereal up. That's how we used to eat cereal up there. Grits, oatmeal, grits, oatmeal, and all of those cereals, those hot cereals. You put butter, sugar, a little bit of milk, stir it up, tastes just like, and then you ain't got to eat that sweet stuff off the shelf. You just have a little bit of sugar, or you put butter, milk, and you put fruit. Fruit is sweet, like a can of fruit cocktail. You put a little bit of can of fruit cocktail in there, stir it up, and then you eat it like that. If you don't want to put sugar in it, you put fruit cocktail. And I was raised off of grits and oatmeal. You just put fruit cocktail in there, it's sweet, and kids love that. And you get a big old bowl of oatmeal, and you can feed kids a week. You can feed them food for a week off that oatmeal or them grits. Okay. Hell yeah, love beans, cornbread. I had some Great Northern beans and some oxtail, Great Northern beans, some smoked sausage. Man, it was just like soup. I put the cornbread, cornbread on the plate, and I just scooped out the beans and let it just go, let it just spread all over the cornbread. Oh my God. Oh my God. And one man saw me eating it one day, and he was like, "You must be poor. You eating beans. You must be poor." I said, that's a cheap meal if you got a lot of people that you got to feed. Gravy, it's like gravy. It's like gravy, bean gravy. Great Northern beans is like bean gravy with a little smoked sausage. Mm-mm. Hell yeah, eat grits and oatmeal. That'll fill them kids up. They won't come back to want no more food until after the afternoon time if you make them eat grits. Heck yeah. So no, I'm gonna look into seeing how to make bread. Seeing how to make bread because I'm trying to figure out ways to save. How do you save? Because I'm tired of hitting the store is just too expensive. It's just too expensive. But I'm just saying, in order for you to save money for kids, if you have kids, or even if you want to eat it yourself, I'm just telling y'all to try it. Grits, a bowl of grits, a little bit of milk, a little bit of butter, and a little bit of sugar. You just got to try it. Yeah, ham bone, uh, ham hocks, smoked sausage, the little smoked sausages about this big, or you cut up the smoked sausage, the one that come in a look like a horseshoe. You cut that up and put it in there. Heck yeah. And then you make some jiffy cornbread, or you make some hot water cornbread, hot water cornbread, or you make, oh hell yes. Hell yes, especially on one of them cold winter days. Cold winter days, right? So when you have them cold winter days and you don't want to go out and y'all, it's a weekend, you make you a pot of beans, cornbread. Oh man, hell yeah! But you got to catch all of that on sale, okay? Like in pumpkin flavored stuff. I like sweet potato pie. I like sweet potato pie. What do you mean? Sweet potato pie is off the chain. What you mean? That's the same as pumpkin flavored stuff. Sweet potato pie? Man, are you kidding me? Shoot, my grandmother used to make some sweet potato pumpkin pie. It was so good. My brother used to meet my grandmother outside the house, and he used to tell her, I carry the pies in, grandma. He used to hide the pies in his dashboard, in his damn glove compartment. He used to take one of her pie when she used to bring sweet potato pies to dinner. He used to take one and put it in his goddamn glove compartment. It was so damn good. Hell yeah, I eat pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie, pumpkin pie, all that. Collard greens. Oh my God! Don't you? Wait a minute. Why y'all talking about food? I only eat twice a day, and I don't get to eat until tomorrow. At I don't get to eat tomorrow until 11 o'clock tomorrow. Why y'all talking about food? Come on, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. So, but these are good ideas for food. Pumpkin pie. Wait a minute, what do you mean? Wait a minute, do you have good collard green recipes? Hexy, yeah. Hexy, my sister is a chef. My sister is chef. You hear me? Yes, I do. Black community make fun of the pump. No, we eat pumpkin pie. We eat pumpkin pie and we eat pumpkin pie. We eat sweet potato pie. We eat all that too. Okay? We eat all that. All that. It's just underrated. We eat all that. Okay? I know, right, JP? Shit. Okay, you said look at the markdown meat section. And that's in what? That's in Aldi? It's the markdown meat section is in Aldi? You say, oh, it's in Kroger's. See, that's the thing. Where is it at? Is it in Kroger's or is it in Walmart? Do Walmart got a markdown meat section? I don't know. I haven't been there. No Kroger's. Okay, Kroger's. Wait a minute. Have I seen Kroger's marked down meat section? Oh, okay. I know where it's at. It's the one that got the yellow stickers in it. It's got yellow sticker and it say $5, $12. Okay, I got you. Okay. I had seen that, but I was like, okay, I hadn't been looking for that particular food. Okay. Yes, we do eat pumpkin pie. What do you mean, Black America? We eat pumpkin pie. Okay, we eat pumpkin pie. We eat sweet potato pie. Sweet potato pie is similar to pumpkin pie. It's basically the same thing. Yeah, but I gotta go to Kroger's and I gotta look at that freezer again. And then put that stuff in the freezer, right? That stuff that's marked down, put it in the freezer. But those would be the first things that I eat. Those would be the first things that I prepare. Okay. There you go. I guess, there you go. Yeah, I don't like raisin pie. I don't like, what the hell is that called? That pecan pie. I don't like that pecan pie. I love lemon meringue pie. Oh my god. Y'all making me hungry as hell. You making me hungry as hell. I can't stand it. But no, I ain't never ate no man. You don't know what you missing. You don't know what you missing. Pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie. It's almost similar. They're both similar. Sweet potato and pumpkin pie are similar. It's just a slight variation that one is a little bit bitter than the other one. You just add a little bit more salt. I mean, a little bit more sugar. That's all. And oh my God, zucchini bread. Do you know I haven't had zucchini bread since my mom died? She used to make these small ones. She used to have a small pan, small, about this small, and then she used to put the zucchini in there, and it used to be small slices. She would only let us have small slices of zucchini bread. Oh my God. My God. She used to make them in small slices, and that's it. And it's easy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Pumpkin pie, zucchini bread. Jesus. Put that pumpkin pie with whipped cream. Stop it now. You don't eat beans. You don't eat beans either? No, I got a big bag of beans. The big bag of beans. And I want to make some so it'll last me 2 or 3 days. A big bag of beans. And then make the big bag of beans with smoked sausage or ham hocks or whatever. Sweet potato. I make a sweet potato cheesecake. Oh my goodness. Stop it, boy. Stop it. Sweet potato cheesecake. I'm saying these cakes are oh my God. Sweet potato. I make a sweet potato pie. Anybody can make pound cake. I am in love with you if you can make pound cake. If you can make pound cake bounce back, pound cake, you touch it and it bounce back. Oh my God. We talking about pound cake. Okay? Pound cake. But here it is. 15 pounds of beans for $3 at Dollar General. On the Dollar General app? Uh-oh. You said 3 pounds of beans. On the Dollar General. And I have that app on my phone, Dollar General app. Yes, it is. I'm sure going there. Okay. I'm sure gonna go in there and I'm sure gonna get it. It is what it is. But that's a whole we just gotta find out. We just gotta figure out what we gonna do with this food, because this food is getting higher and higher. We're gonna have to cut back on meat. We're gonna have to cut back on sweets. We just gonna have to cut back on a lot of things. Because if you can eat you can feed 2 people off $500. I can make something called a pineapple upside down cake. Well, yeah, only for the holidays. Yeah, you're right. Only for the holidays. If we could figure out how to eat use $500 on 2 people. Man, beans, the ham hocks are not that expensive. Smoked sausage ain't nothing but like $3 to $4 for one horseshoe thing. $3 to $4. So the beans only cost you $3 to $4. So you can make a meal out of $10 with beans, and it'd be 2 days worth of meat, 2 days worth of food. Okay, you get 2 days worth of food in that. Okay, but it is what it is. I don't know, but we got to figure it out. But anyway, it was amazing talking to you all. I apologize for calling y'all weird, out of the ordinary, dumb, stupid, whatever. I apologize up front, right? But I have the flu, so I'm gonna go to bed. I appreciate you all come out, hit the like button, hit the hate button, do all of those things. Whatever you got to do, you do that. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back tomorrow if I feel better. I may sleep in. I don't know, but I think I'm going to cover one of the shootings tomorrow, and that'll be at 12 o'clock. One of the shootings that they have sometime this week. Something weird, but it'll be at 12 o'clock. Hopefully I feel better. I appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate you coming out and saying X, Y, and Z. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the hate button. Like or share or hate, however you want to do it. I appreciate it. I love these tips. Because I've just been lacking this week because I turned up and tried to pay my mortgage, and my mortgage is $200 more. Where the hell that come from? I don't even know. What's a woman? I don't know what a woman is, Ponce. I don't know what porn is, but I know it when I see it. Just like I don't know what a woman is, but I know it when I see her. I'll see y'all tomorrow. My chest hurt. I'll see y'all tomorrow. My chest hurt.